Hi and welcome to the channel. I'm back here today with the M1 MacBook Air, which is the first MacBook Air that I used on this channel about 2 years ago, even though I have the M2 now. That's the black one over there. But today I just want to talk about the M1 again because in 2023, I feel that this is still a great machine to use. And I'll tell you why this is the case in the coming rest of the video. But basically, this is the 8 GB machine with the 512 hard drive, and I have been using it for just over 2 years. It came out in 2020. I got this one in 2021, and I made the first video in February of 2021, so just over 2 years ago. It's been in regular daily use, and you can go back to the channel and look at the kind of things that I've done with it, the kind of use cases that I have on it, and the kind of things that I use it for. Now, let's just check about the battery cycle first, because people have concern about the battery. And as you can see, or I'll just read it out to you, it has gone through 133 battery cycles and it's still at 88% battery, which is absolutely phenomenal after 2 years of heavy use. And considering that this thing had a battery life around almost 12 hours when it first came out, I never even bothered measuring because it was so long. It is still around 9 to 10 hours. Basically, you just forget to plug it in. You just use it on a day-to-day basis. It is still in use, by the way, even though I'm on the M2. This is now a hand-me-down. Wife is using it, daughter is using it, and so it's still a great machine. It gives great battery life. And of course, if you were buying one today new, you would of course start at 100%. And if it's still at 88% after 2 years, with a new machine, I think you're good for at least 4 or 5 years of good usage. And so that's all to the good. What do you use it for? Well, Excel. I use it for Excel. I have some videos on the channel as well in which I've tried to load even very heavy files of 50,000 and tried to load even 1,000,000 records on it. You go check it out. For PowerPoint kind of stuff, it works absolutely fine. iMovie, I edit all the movies that I have made, all the videos that I have made on this machine on the M1. Now I use the M2, but I could still be using the M1. It just works absolutely fine. Blender is a new use case because my daughter now, she's actually learning Blender on it. This is the donut that she made, and Blender works absolutely fine. There's no problem. It renders okay, and the performance is absolutely satisfactory. So this is something that I have not even used myself before, but after 2 years, no problems. This is just the built-in map, and I just wanted to showcase it just to show you that there's no latency for sort of heavy computational kind of programs. It's just as snappy as it was on day one. Xcode. So again, there's a lot of videos on the channel about Xcode and coding generally. In coding, it is actually very useful and as fast as the M2. I did a comparison head-to-head between the M1 and the M2. For practical purposes, there's almost no difference. The incremental benefits are for specific use cases, and you would not even notice the difference in many cases. This works fine. Really, in many ways, it is better than it was when it first came out. Why? Because when it first came out, a lot of the software did not have M-series chip support, like the Android Studio was not native, Flutter was not native, and a few other things. All the tools are now native, and so the machine is actually improved since the time that I first bought it. And I still use it for all of those. I can use it for all of those projects, web dev, Android apps. The emulator works fine, and it's just as good as the M2. Although I use the M2 today, but I just could be using the M1 even right now. And for coding, you're going to be absolutely fine, no problems. And of course, for general browsing and stuff like that, YouTube work, of course, everyday work, absolutely fine. I even made a video on this machine in which I opened 100 tabs on Chrome. I could open them up again today. It handled it just fine. This is, by the way, YouTube channel that my wife will probably be coming up with. So for everyday usage, this is the machine to have. Absolutely no issues, no lag on Chrome, Safari, no problem at all. One of the things I really liked about the machine when it first came out, in fact, that was my first video on this machine, was the quick sleep wake up cycle, right? So let's just try that again. You shut it down, then you open it up, and it just instant on. It just picks up exactly where it left off. I just loved it about this machine back then, and I still love it about this machine. It just wakes up. It is absolutely fine. Let's just try it again. So let it sit for a few seconds just to make sure that everything has actually gone to sleep. It actually goes to sleep immediately, but just for your comfort, because I've tested it many times. Pick it up and boom, it's right back where it started. So this is still working, and today you can actually get some very sweet deals on it. So I've just randomly opened this page. Apparently it's listed for $700. You might want to shop around a little bit. If you can get this machine for $700 today, honestly, and you have the kind of use cases that I've just demonstrated, just buy it, honestly. Apple tends to support their machines with system updates for at least 4 or 5, sometimes even 6 years. So if you even buy it today after 2 years, you're good for, I think, say for at least 4 to 5 years of OS upgrades and probably security patches even after that. The battery will probably last that long, and if these are the kind of things that you use it for that I just demonstrated, I don't see how you can go wrong. So I do like the M2, I like the design, and there's more videos on the channel about its design, but really, if you want bang for the buck and value for money, and if you're on a tight budget, you should absolutely consider the M1 MacBook Air in 2023. Thanks for watching.